For many years, doctors believed they understood why certain children were dying. These children were thin, weak, and failing to grow. They were diagnosed with celiac disease, put on strict diets, and closely monitored. Families followed instructions faithfully. Doctors hoped for improvement, but the children kept dying. The person who realized something didn't add up was Dorothy Hansine Anderson. Anderson was trained as a physician in the early 20th century. She was intelligent, driven, and deeply serious about her work. She wanted to become a surgeon, but like many women of her time, she was quietly shut out. Surgery was considered unsuitable for women. Pathology was one of the few respected medical fields open to them. So Anderson became a pathologist, not because it was her first choice, but because it was the only door left open. She never tried to fit expectations. She never married, she lived alone, climbed mountains, built her own furniture, and dressed for practicality rather than approval. Colleagues described her as blunt, fiercely independent, and uninterested in being liked. What mattered to her was getting the work right. While working at Baby's Hospital in New York, Anderson began noticing a pattern that troubled her. Many children who died with a diagnosis of celiac disease didn't behave like typical celiac patients. They were hungry. They ate constantly, and yet their bodies were starving. Their bellies were swollen, their limbs were thin, their lungs were repeatedly damaged. Celiac disease didn't explain what she was seeing. Through meticulous autopsy work, Anderson began focusing on the pancreas. Again and again, she found the same thing. Instead of healthy tissue, the pancreas was scarred, hardened, and filled with cysts. The ducts that should release digestive enzymes were blocked. These children weren't dying because they wouldn't eat. They were dying because their bodies couldn't digest food at all. Anderson reviewed records of dozens of similar cases. The same pattern appeared repeatedly: pancreatic destruction, severe malnutrition, chronic lung disease. In 1938, she published a paper that changed pediatric medicine. She identified this as a distinct condition and named it cystic fibrosis of the pancreas. For the first time, doctors understood that thousands of children had been misdiagnosed. Naming the disease mattered. It meant children could be identified while still alive. Anderson helped develop early diagnostic methods to distinguish cystic fibrosis from celiac disease, allowing treatment to begin earlier. Later observations made by Anderson and her colleagues showed that children with cystic fibrosis lost excessive amounts of salt in their sweat. That insight eventually led to the sweat test, which is still used to diagnose the disease today. When Anderson began her work, most children with cystic fibrosis died before the age of 3. Today, many live into adulthood. Dorothy Anderson never became the surgeon she wanted to be, but she did something just as important. She refused easy answers. She trusted evidence over assumptions. And she showed that even from a place society considered secondary, it was possible to change medicine entirely. She didn't soften herself to belong. She paid attention, asked better questions, and saved lives. And because she did, generations of children were given something they had never had before: the chance to grow up. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up and follow the CSR Journal for more such interesting stories.